BS minutes restriction. The Indiana Fever got absolutely shellacked and embarrassed at home versus the Golden State Valkyries. This is disgusting. Stephanie White is a joke. The organization is a joke. The medical staff is a joke. I've seen enough. This thing is over. Free Caitlin Clark. She's locked up.
The basketball world is currently holding its breath, completely stunned by a chain of events so dark, so suspicious, and so deeply unsettling that they have permanently altered the landscape of the WNBA. What unfolded on the hardwood during the high-stakes showdown between the Valkyries and the Indiana Fever was far more than just another basketball game. It felt like a psychological battlefield. For weeks, the tension surrounding generational superstar Caitlin Clark has continued to build, reaching an undeniable breaking point. The immense pressure, the constant media spotlight on her back, and the relentless, at times seemingly unsafe, physical play she has endured night after night finally erupted into a devastating blowout. Yet, when the final buzzer echoed through the arena and the lights began to dim, fans around the world weren't discussing the final score. Instead, they were staring at their screens in complete disbelief, asking one chilling question. Was what we had just witnessed simply an intensely physical basketball game, or was it a carefully orchestrated internal betrayal aimed at breaking the league's biggest superstar? The whispers have now grown into a deafening storm. The silence from the front office has become impossible to ignore. And when you connect the pieces of everything that happened just before Caitlin stormed off the court, a deeply troubling story begins to emerge.
Caitlin Clark has the worst whistle in the league.
But they allowed her that emotion.
This was a drive-in right here. Was not called a foul. And wow, I gotta tell you, it was on and popping in this game.
Even make a move to try to keep Burton off.
Caitlin crashed out on the refs. Right here. Right here. She lost it. And you could tell at one point in the game, later after this, she got pulled out of the game. And I think she slammed the table on the way out of the game. But this is another look at this. Real close.
I've got to be honest. The officials allowed.
She said, F. I've been fouled 5 effing times. Give me a effing call. F. I got fouled 5 times. It boiled over tonight. It boiled.
To fully understand how this situation unfolded, we have to examine the moments the mainstream broadcast appeared to move past. From the opening tip-off, it was obvious that the standard rules of the game seemed to be applied differently when it came to Caitlin Clark. The defense wasn't simply playing aggressively, it appeared to push into dangerously physical territory. Just a few feet away stood the WNBA officials, the individuals responsible for maintaining control and enforcing the rules. Yet, instead of restoring order, something astonishing unfolded. Moments before the critical confrontation, a hard and seemingly illegal collision occurred directly in front of the referee. It wasn't a subtle or difficult call to spot. It was a forceful, uncalled hit that sent a wave of frustration through the Fever bench. Clearly shaken and feeling the immediate impact of the contact, Caitlin Clark turned toward the official. She wasn't merely voicing her frustration. She was passionately pleading for a foul to be called, asking for the protection that elite athletes expect to receive under the rules of the game. However, the referee's response appeared to be one of complete indifference, leaving Clark and those around her visibly stunned.
She puts Caitlin Clark in with all of the bench unit. No Aaliyah Boston. Like, she's only going to get to play for 4 minutes. Can you at least have her out there with Aaliyah Boston or something? No, just, bro, this is a clown show. The Indiana Fever got smacked, man. They got absolutely smacked. Caitlin Clark about to crash out on the ref. I'm surprised she didn't get a tech. I'm going to keep it real. I'm surprised your ass didn't get teed up because you was going off on the ref for a good reason. You got knocked out of the air and you was hurt. You was limping. It was a dangerous play. No whistles. And I've been saying, the Indiana Fever are not that good. Yeah, they had a big win versus the Aces. I believe the Aces were just ready to go on vacation. They ain't beat no good teams. They've been beating up on the bums of the league consistently. That is who they've been collecting wins against, beating up on the Sparks, the Mercury, the damn Chicago Sky, like those type of teams. They're not beating the better teams.
The whistle never came. In that very moment, Many believed a message had been sent to the opposition. Caitlin Clark was on her own. The perception was that anything would be allowed, and the consequences were about to become severe when a player feels that the officials responsible for enforcing the rules are no longer providing protection. Frustration, fear, and emotion can quickly take over. That was the moment many pointed to as Caitlin Clark's emotional breaking point. Fueled by adrenaline, physical pain, and the overwhelming feeling that she had been left to fend for herself, Clark's composure appeared to unravel. She shouted, pleaded, and passionately gestured toward the officiating crew, believing her concerns were being ignored. However, the controversy didn't stop with the officials. Attention soon shifted to the Indiana Fever bench. Many fans began asking the same questions. Where was the protection? Where was the strategic intervention? Head coach Stephanie White remained on the sidelines as
basically the best three-point shooter in all the league for the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. I think it's time that we start bringing up Sophie Cunningham for 6th Woman of the Year. I think she's right there. I think she's right there. Guys, this is a tough game. This was a tough game to watch. You can feel, it felt like as we was watching Caitlin Clark's emotion on the court tonight, that all the pressure, all the no calls, all the drama with the other players in the league, the Alyssa Thomas thing, we can go all the way back. Marina Mabry, Kennedy Carter, Angel Reese clotheslining. Caitlin Clark, you got Chelsea Gray claiming that Caitlin Clark fans are calling her the N-word when there was no proof that that guy had any connection to Caitlin Clark. The fans, Indiana Fever, none of that. And then Caitlin Clark has to have all that put on her. And she's dealing with that. I mean, there was no reason for the insinuation of that to be on Clark, but that's what was done. And it's clear that I do not believe that this organization and Caitlin Clark are going to work out. I don't believe that. Or it's going to be a her or them scenario. Stephanie White, Lynn Dunn, Kelly Krauskopf, goodbye. Clean house. Bring in somebody new. Or Caitlin Clark gets traded. One of the two. But you combine everything. They have taken this force that came into the league and they have regulated her to the third option on this team.
Continued. As the situation unfolded, the opposition capitalized on the momentum, mounting an aggressive run that transformed what had once been a competitive contest. Frustration and obvious discomfort, Clark eventually walked off the court, leaving behind a team that appeared to lose both its energy and confidence. The aftermath of the game sparked widespread debate across the basketball world. Public criticism quickly intensified, placing the WNBA and its officiating under an extraordinary level of scrutiny. As the backlash continued to grow, the league faced mounting pressure to address concerns that many fans and analysts believed could not be answered with routine public relations statements alone. Attention soon shifted toward the had privately acknowledged the intense pressure created by the public reaction. Although rumors continued to circulate, no official confirmation had been provided, adding another layer of uncertainty to an already controversial situation.
I mean, there was no reason for the insinuation of that to be on Clark, but that's what was done. And it's clear that I do not believe that this organization and Caitlin Clark are going to work out. I don't believe that. Or it's going to be a her or them scenario. Stephanie White, Lynn Dunn, Kelly Krauskopf, goodbye. Clean house. Bring in somebody new. Or Caitlin Clark gets traded. One of the two. But you combine everything. They have taken this force that came into the league and they have regulated her to the third option on this team. Caitlin effing Clark has been relegated to the third mother effing option on this team. That's pretty wild to say. But that's what's happened here. All right? That's what's happened. And I think you're seeing it boiling over now. I'm going to say this out loud. I brought it up in the Ben Daniel Podcast TV chat tonight. I said, Caitlin Clark's got the leverage. Caitlin Clark's got the power. She is the most popular women's sports athlete in the world. She's got the power and the leverage. Caitlin's been all class. Caitlin has got to be able to walk into that office and start kicking ass and taking names. Tell me what you think. Oh, there'll probably be some folks that don't like my video tonight. I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm sorry, but if I own this franchise, this team would be built around.
The league now finds itself dealing with an internal crisis, as the explanation that the incident was simply an accidental missed call continues to face growing public skepticism. As analysts and industry observers examine the sequence of events, the referee's decision not to intervene during the altercation has become the subject of intense debate. To many critics, it appears less like a simple mistake and more like a deliberate decision, fueling even greater controversy. Calls for immediate disciplinary action are now being heard throughout the basketball world. Fans are demanding answers, questioning why an official accused of failing to protect one of the league's biggest stars remains on the court. The pressure has grown so intense that reports suggest league executives are carefully evaluating their next steps as they attempt to restore public confidence and prevent the controversy from overshadowing the WNBA's recent growth to the stage. Many believe the discussion has expanded beyond basketball itself. In the eyes of critics, the league is facing one of the most significant public relations challenges in its history. Caitlin Clark's remarkable rise was expected to help elevate the WNBA to unprecedented heights. Instead, the controversy surrounding recent events has sparked broader conversations about officiating, player safety, and whether lingering divisions within the league have contributed to the growing unrest.
I'll take the chow mein with the fried rice with some orange chicken and a bit of that Angus steak that y'all got. That is what Caitlin Chen came off the bench and did to Ty Harris. Single-handedly took this game over in the second half. The refs are bums. Yo, look, man, this league is ridiculous. Caitlin Clark can't get a foul call to save her damn life. She's getting knocked out of the air. All types of stuff. All types of stuff. No foul calls. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Stephanie White was completely out-coached by Natalie Nakase. Natalie Nakase put a hell of a plan together. Kelsey Mitchell couldn't get it going. Caitlin Clark couldn't get it going, but for vastly different reasons, okay? This entire minutes restriction thing you might as well call it stat management. It's stat management to make sure Caitlin Clark isn't getting busy and having her normal numbers. This is to bring her stats down. I believe that. And that is exactly what they are doing. Caitlin Clark can't get in a rhythm. She's playing 3 minutes here, 4 minutes there, 4 minutes there, 3 minutes here. You know Stephanie White, the bonehead clown of a coach for the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark's second stint, she puts Caitlin Clark in with all of the bench unit. No Aaliyah Boston. Like, she's only going to get to play for 4 minutes. Can you at least have her out there with Aaliyah Boston or something? No, just, bro, this is a clown show. The Indiana Fever got smacked, man. They got absolutely smacked. Caitlin Clark about to crash out on the ref. I'm surprised she didn't get a tech. I'm going to keep it real. I'm surprised your ass didn't get teed up because you was going off on the ref for good reason. You got knocked out of the air and you was hurt. You was limping. It was a dangerous play. No whistles. And I've been saying, the Indiana Fever are not that good. Yeah, they had a big win versus the Aces. I believe the Aces were just ready to go on vacation. They ain't beat no good teams. They've been beating up on the bums of the league consistently. That is who they've been collecting wins against, beating up on the Sparks, the Mercury, the damn.
The combination of disputed officiating, limited intervention from the coaching staff, and an increasingly tense on-court atmosphere has fueled criticism from many fans and analysts, who argue that the league's biggest star has not received the level of protection they believe she deserves. As a result, concerns about player safety, consistency in officiating, and competitive fairness have become central topics throughout the basketball community. The Indiana Fever now finds themselves at a pivotal moment. Many supporters are asking whether the organization will take stronger measures to protect its generational talent or continue relying on the current approach despite the growing controversy. At the same time, questions surrounding officiating standards and player safety remain at the center of the league-wide conversation, ensuring that this debate is far from over. For many observers, the discussion has evolved into something much larger than the outcome of a single game. It has become a broader conversation about the future of women's basketball, the responsibility of officials, the role of coaches, and the league's commitment to protecting its players. Whatever happens next could shape public perception for months to come. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and share your thoughts in the comments below. The reaction to this game is still unfolding, and there will undoubtedly be more developments and discussions in the days ahead.